No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you. If there's some kind of trouble or pain you're going through, know that you are not alone and someone cares for you. As an individualization of divine point of view, this door is open to you. This door is open. This door right here. This door is open to you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Christy Corna. I am the Associate Minister here at Unity of the Blue Ridge. I want to welcome you in person and welcome those of you who are live streaming with us. Reverend Darlene is visiting family for a special event, and so we send her lots of love and fun for the weekend. And I just want to say, anybody that's new, you'll see laying around, I see some of the red hearts out there. If you see a blue card out there, go ahead and fill that out, and we can welcome you in a very special way, and make sure you receive our weekly e-news and be in the know of what's happening here at Unity of the Blue Ridge. And we open everything here at Unity with a prayer. So let's open with a prayer. And so we center ourselves in the knowing there is only one life. There's only one mind, one heart, one spirit. It is present in and through and as every aspect of creation, including you, including me, including everyone. This divinity is peace and power. It is love and beauty. It is health and abundance. It is wholeness. It is perfection. That is who we are. And so we come here today to understand that at a deeper level, that we are the divine. Spiritual community supports that and recognizes that in one another. And we remember, and we reconnect, and we relax and expand into this awareness of our light, of our love, of our holiness. And so we move forward this day with great gratitude. We allow it to unfold, the beauty to pour in, the light to shine, and the love to be expressed and experienced. And so it is. Amen. So again, welcome. I want to take this opportunity right now to just take a look around and look who you're in spiritual community with, and turn around and give a little wave and a shout out, and from your seats, give a little namaste greeting to the world at large or one another in here. And we're certainly glad that each of you are here. If there are any children that want to participate in the youth program, Reverend Barbara Ann is, some adults too. Reverend Barbara Ann is out in the patio with kids, and they've got fun, inspiring games, and your children are welcome to join out there. And we also do have assisted hearing devices for those that might need them. If you just see Linda in the back, she can hook you up if you need that. And also just want to give a little special, and we're gone. And we're gone. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. I never go away too far. So I want to give a little special shout out. If you look at the amazing changes here, it's so beautiful, it's so clean, it's so cared for. And this past Saturday, we had the Labyrinth team out working on the Labyrinth and beautifying that, and that is led by Fred Racy. And if you've participated in that tender loving care to our Labyrinth, which is open to the public, and people come from all over to really enjoy that spiritual experience. So if you want to stand and be acknowledged, that's great. If you don't, let's just give them a round of applause anyways. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. And also another team that you don't see out there but happens periodically is Adopt a Highway. And we have a group of folks here that I think it's every quarter they get together and they clean the whole stretch of road. I believe it's from Sierra Nevada Brewery to the church. So they keep that clean and pristine too. So let's give them a little round of applause. So many volunteers, so many angels, and as we're coming back together, I think acknowledgement of how we work together in spiritual community is amazing. And one more thing, if you could please set your phones on airplane mode and be sure they're silenced altogether, but putting them on airplane mode, I'm just gonna talk loudly, putting them on airplane mode just really helps the bandwidth here, so that helps us all out amazingly. I'm just going to go ahead because I got to get new batteries, but yeah, that's okay. I just want to introduce Dave De La Rosa for his song.
Jerry Conley requested this song. And she's not here, right? Okay. No wonder she requests it so often. She's not here when I play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Christopher was old. Christopher was wise. Christopher had lived 1,000 lives. Knew someday he'd go, but little did I know his leaving would take me by surprise. Christopher once said to me, close your eyes, there's more going on than you can see. Just let it be. Set yourself free, just let it be. Set yourself free. Now Christopher is gone, but Christopher lives on in traces that his spirit left behind. The learning of his ways has pulled me through my days. Many clouds he lifted from my mind. Christopher once said to me, close your eyes, there's more going on than you can see. Just let it be. Set yourself free, just let it be. sure I was no exception as I sought to find Christopher had eyes where I was blind. Now Christopher has opened up my mind. Christopher was old, Christopher was wise, Christopher had lived 1,000 lives. I knew someday he'd go, but then I didn't know that leaving is just change in disguise. Christopher once said to me, close your eyes, there's more going on than you can see. Just let it be, set yourself free. Let it be, set yourself free. Just let it be, set yourself free. Just let it be, set yourself free. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. That's one of my all-time favorites from you, too. Just, it really touches my heart, so thank you. We are really blessed with some fabulous musicians. We've got Dave, we've got Kat, we've got Richard, we've got Joel, and we've got Barefoot Pete. So thank you. And today we're in for a special treat. We have Reverend Deborah Ogist. She is our support minister for diversity enrichment here at Unity of the Blue Ridge. She graduated, right? Your ministerial training was with the Barbara King School of Ministry, and she's been an ordained minister for 19 years. She's also the author of Planting My Daily Seeds and Who Am I and Why Am I Here? She and I have been in student-teacher role back and forth for many, many, many years. I'm blessed to have her in my life, and we are blessed to have her here in this community. So we will hear from her in a bit. And first, we want to welcome Kat Williams with a beautiful new song.
Why be afraid if I'm not alone? Life is never easy, the rest is unknown. And up and now it's me, it been hands against stone. Spend each every moment searching for what to believe. Coming out of the dark, I finally see the light, and it's shining on me. Oh, yeah. I said, coming out of the dark, I know the love that saved me, and you're sharing with me. Starting again is part of the plan, and I've been so much stronger holding your hand. Step by step I'll make it through, I know that I can. I may not make it and it's shining on me, shining, shining, coming out of the dark. I know that love will save me, and you're shining on me, shining, shining on me. Oh Lord, it's shining, shining, shining. It's shining on me, coming out of the dark, shining, shining on me. Oh, yeah. Can you feel it shining forever, ever, 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 ever? It's shining on me. Lord, I say, coming out of the dark, I see the light, I see the light. Do you see the light? It's shining on me, and you, coming out of the dark. I see the light, I see the light, and it's shining on me, shining, shining, coming out of the dark.
Yes, thank you, Cat Williams. Coming out of the dark. Whew. I felt that light shining on me right then and there. Yeah, coming out of the dark. Now that's the journey. That's the journey of bringing your conscious awareness to who you really are and bringing it into the light. You know, we each come from a very, very, very unique backgrounds. We each have our own backgrounds, our own stories. And in their stories and in those experiences are things that happen to create and make us who we are today. And before I talk more about that, I just want to say thank you to this community. My grandson and I have been on a walkabout for a little over a month, so I haven't been here, but I'm glad to be home. I'm so glad to be home. This community has been my rock, has been my support, has loved me unconditionally. And I just want to say thank you. And anybody out there in TV land that is not part of this community, you better get with it. Because they leave no rock unturned to be there for you. So having sidebar there, I personally, in growing up, I grew up, yes, in an African-American family. I bet you didn't figure that one out. But I came from, you know, a very judgment and critical environment. And basically, we had to be that way. We had to be critical because when we walked out there in the world, we were being judged just for our appearance. So where our families felt that they were training us in the best way to survive out there, it still caused for me difficulties because I was expected to have a certain brand of excellence. And as a result, I became judgmental and critical of myself. And I never felt that I was good enough. And then society continued to confirm that. They kept telling me in this story that I was writing that my skin was too dark, my hair was too kinky. My breasts were too big. And fortunately, in my youth, I was really grateful because I was not blessed with the beautiful abundance of butt. But now that it's a fad, I feel like I've been robbed. So now I'm going back into victim mode. Throughout my life, I attracted one situation after another that made me the victim of my story. I mean, basically, if you would look in the dictionary under victim, you'd have saw my picture. I was a victim in my relationships. I was a victim driving a car. I was a victim if I walked into the store. Everybody was doing something to me. And a lot of that was that devil mentality that there was something outside of myself that was affecting my life. The devil made me do it. You know, even though I may not have been prepared for that interview, it was the devil that caused me not to get that job. So there was a lot of times when I had to realize that everybody wasn't out to get me. Because of that belief in not being enough, I was sad, I was miserable, I suffered from depression. I mean, I had my first suicide attempt at 12. And that was because I got written up in class and was going to get an F, which was not a brand of excellence. But see, I was so smart that I took a bunch of aspirin. The only thing I got was a bigger headache and a ringing in my ears. Fortunately, there was no serious drugs in my house. So I always do, even though I had this pain inside of me, I always knew there was something more. Now, most of the people that come to the New Thought have a lot of people, I'm not going to say most, that's being very judgmental. But a lot of people that come into New Thought, they come from an experience throughout maybe Christianity or Judaism, whereas it was unpleasant. And they were finally able to release the burden of feeling bad or tortured. But see, that wasn't the case for me. I came from a Black Baptist family, and my church experience was fabulous. What I knew was that I was loved by something that was bigger and more than myself. But I still did not know how to love. So unfortunately, that I didn't have an experience where the miseducation of the way Christianity can be taught did not strip away who I really was. So I knew within myself that there was something more, and there was a yearning for a love that was boundless. And as I searched for this, and I searched for understanding this, I searched for knowing who God is, what God is, how God is, how does all of this work in my life? And I went and I studied with a Buddhist priest. I walked with the Baha'i faith. I mingled with the Krishna crew. I studied sacred scriptures from all over. And finally, I got it. I got that there was one thread of truth that ran through all of them. And that truth was, God is unconditional love. And life is a 360-degree experience. What you put out there, you're going to get back. He doesn't choose. He gives you what you want. And the most important part was that we have control over our life. And when I say we have control over our life, I'm not saying I'm going to sit here and go, let me move that chair. No. Even we have control of how we're going to react and respond to the stimuli that is outside of us that is going on in our experience. You can either have a good day or a bad day. You control that. You can go into a store and the salesperson could be rude and mean and angry. You can get into a confrontation, or you can say, is everything okay? You have control over how your experiences happen because you are not a victim. The only thing that we are a victim of is our own limited thinking. We victimize ourselves, and then not so that we don't have to take responsibility for that. It's somebody else's fault. So coming out of the dark and standing on the rock of love, I came to the understanding that it is not about race. It is not about economics, religion, or faith. It's about love. And when you take blaming all of these other things on your life experiences away and go to that place of love and say, no matter how it appears, I'm going to shine that love. I'm going to be that love. And even when I feel that pain and that hurt, I'm going to replace it with love. When you go to that place, the love of God, and you know that it's in and through you, that's what it means to be saved. And that realization in my life is what saved me from continuous pain, saved me from heartache of broken marriages, disastrous relationships, because of course I had to prove to myself that I was not worthy. So as a result, I attracted men that was emotionally unavailable. Because if they were emotionally available, then I must be worth something. So that heartache that I decided to create for myself had to be replaced by unconditional love. I had to replace that self-hatred of not being enough with knowing that God loves me just as I am, no matter what it looks like. He loves me when I get up in the morning, my hair's not combed, when I slept hard and there's drools on my face. God still loves me. I don't have to get up, run to the bathroom, put on makeup, and say hi. God still loves me, and God still loves you. That love told me that I'm a divine light, and that everyone that I came into contact with, no matter the appearance, was divine. I don't have to like the way they decide to shine that divine light. But I do need to recognize that the Spirit of God is within each and every one of them, regardless of how they decide to display it, and look at them with unconditional love. Now, don't get it twisted. Just because it's unconditional love does not mean that you have to be in the experience that doesn't honor who you are. You can love from afar. I mean, Zoom has taught us that. So studying the different paths showed me that there is not only one way to God, there are many ways to God. There are many ways. It's just a matter of what works for you and what works for each individual person from their level of consciousness, from their level of understanding. Each path is designed to perpetuate growth for your next level of evolution. If where your consciousness is in Buddhism, that's where you're going to be. Lutheran, Baptist, Catholic, Judaism, Baha'i faith, where each of these ways of looking for the divine within self and everyone else is for the person who is at that point of consciousness that it speaks to them. But in each of these scriptures, it says, judge not, let ye be judged. So how can I judge you and say, oh man, you're a Buddhist, so that's wrong, you're going to hell? All the scripture says, judge not, let ye be judged in one form or another. So we have to get in the place of realizing that we don't have the answers. And that once we put this structure around how people should be and what people should do, now we're not in accordance with divine love. We're not in accordance with God. Each path is designed to perpetuate growth for each person's next level of evolution. And it is not my job to know what your next level is. And it's not your job to know what mine is. So we each must decide what tools we have. Now, we all have this toolbox, our spiritual toolbox. And there are tools from many faiths and ways to get to that point and different ways to grow beyond where you are to your next level of being so you don't get stuck. Why did Moses wander around for 40 years in the desert? They got stuck. And it was like, okay, you keep having these lessons. It's 40 years later and you're still having these lessons, but you got stuck because you're going back doing the same thing, and then you want to say you're a victim. Oh, jeez. So we have to be mindful during our journey of what tools we're going to put in our toolbox after we use them and wear them out, take out, and replace. Now, with unity tradition, there are many tools. There's the 5 principles of unity, and there's the 12 spiritual powers, and there's many others. Now, right now, I've been working with my group on the 12 spiritual powers. And we do a 12-month, 12-power support group, which has been awesome. And the Buddhists, they have the 6 tools for overcoming suffering. Replacing bad habits, stop over-consuming, being patient, avoiding unnecessary conflict and temptation. Wow, who would have thunk? Removing obstacles and learning to say no. The Christians and the Jewish faith have the 10 Commandments as some of their tools to give them a guideline on what would work and what does not work. So the group that I'm working with right now, the 12 Powers, this month we happen to be working on understanding. And the power of understanding I felt was so apropos for my talk today, because my journey opened up with my beginning to understand how I fit into the world. Because I never seemed to fit anywhere. I mean, when I was in high school, I was, in all the clubs that you needed to be in to be popular, but I wasn't popular. And because I really didn't fit. I always felt that I was outside looking in on all my experiences. So I had to begin looking at how I judge others. And how I judge myself. So when I started looking at that understanding, it led me away from and forced me to take ownership to my feelings of superiority with regard to any person, place, or thing. When I say superiority, what I mean is looking upon the lives of others and sitting in judgment. And it's really funny because I've seen some of the most wonderfully judgmental people in the New Thought movement. Oh, yes, it's free. God is free. We are free. But they don't know it, so they're wrong. It's like, wow, you just shackled yourself, sister. So I must say that once I started looking at that, and I had to release many facets of the experience of judging others to make me feel better about myself, I then began to love myself as I am. Because once I was able to stop judging someone else to say, okay, there's something wrong with the way you're experiencing your life, I'm really looking at a mirror because I really wasn't happy with how I was experiencing my life because I felt it should be different. So when you look at this spiritual power of understanding within the 12 powers, understanding comes from wisdom, spiritual wisdom. And when you take the wisdom and all the other faculties and you start balancing them together, because the faculties are what? Wisdom, faith, understanding, will, power. And when you started working with all of these together, you start saying, aha, I can exist and experience on many levels of being to be more of who I am intended to be. So with the 12 powers, what does that say? It's faith, strength, wisdom, love, power, imagination, understanding, will, order, zeal, and renunciation and generative life. So those are the 12 powers. You can Google them. It'll tell you all about them. But these give you powers. These faculties give you a way of managing your life. And so with me changing my understanding of how I look out into the world through aligning myself with these powers and the one love principle, I began to have greater experiences to teach me who I am. Because once you ask, you will get it. And if you don't get it, it'll keep coming until you do. Over and over and over. So, talking about understanding, I'm going to read you an excerpt from my book, Planting My Daily Seeds, which is the basis for the 12 Powers, 12 Months group. So, I had an experience a few years ago. My dad had begun to get sick. He had his beginning signs of dementia. So for the first time in over 20 years, my brother, myself, my stepbrother, my cousin who grew up with us, we all were in the same house at the same time. And there were many dynamics going on there. So, and I was just so grateful for my power of understanding. So what ended up, I ended up having a really big, huge lesson because, first of all, I'm seeing the man that was the strong figure in my family almost like a child. So I ended up having a renewed respect for the cycle of life and the master plan. I had a huge lesson in understanding the path that others have chosen to take during the life's journey without judgment. I was able to sit at the crux of the highway of lives and marvel at the roads that were being traveled. I was amazed at how different they appeared, but were really the same. Each person had a desire to be an intricate part of their world, to be important in their own right, to rise above so that they could feel less vulnerable, less afraid. The base was the same, even though the way they chose to display it was not. I saw myself in the mirrors of the souls of the many. How many times do we take a road and tote our own path as the righteous path, whether it is social, religious, or academic? There comes a time when we must look out and see that whatever our path is, it is the right path. And those who do not observe, believe, or live as we do are not beneath us or wrong. Wow, what an experience to watch the scenarios from the different aspects of life play themselves out and then come together to unite for one purpose, one love, and one object of attention. Being an objective observer can be such a healing position to be in. And so what I do with that is I challenge you. I challenge you to embrace the spiritual understanding that allows you to sit in a place of non-judgment, a place where you recognize that each person is on a path that was set for them. I challenge you to awaken to the understanding that you have no idea what any one person's lesson is during this time. I challenge you to accept that you do not know why they are here, what they are to accomplish, or how they need to accomplish it. Jesus said, here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart because I have overcome the world. Overcoming the world means that we are no longer in bondage. We are no longer caught in the self-depleting cycle of judgment. When a person is no longer in bondage, they are willing to allow others the freedom to seek and find the manna that feeds their life in their own way. I challenge you to sit at the crux of the highway and look out at the different paths with unconditional love. I challenge you to look deep within your spirit and I challenge you to look deep within and know who you are and whose you are. And as we understand more of how our journey will bring us from a place of darkness into light, let us prepare for our meditation. Because I challenge you to take a look inside of your soul to see what places may be there that are keeping you from bringing in and shining out the divine light that is naturally yours. I challenge you to look into the crevices of your being and understand who you really are and accept you for you, no matter what you're being told. So let's prepare ourselves for meditation. Please lower your eyes and sit comfortably in your seat. Breathe gently, allowing the breath of life to circulate throughout your body. Relax and breathe. It is said in the Buddhist tradition, don't let the sadness of your past and the fear of your future ruin the happiness of your present. I want you to go deep down inside your being and allow yourself to scroll through the memory of your life and know.
You are not the things your family did. You are not the voices in your head. You are not the pieces of the brokenness inside. You are light. You are light. You are light. You are light.
Breathe in, and as you breathe out and blow out anything that is keeping you shackled to the past. Anything that you may be holding on to that is in opposition to who you really are. anything that may be blocking the light from shining in and through you. Anything that is keeping you bondage to sadness, depression, fear. Embrace the light and shine it onto the memories that are held in your soul and know.
You are not the mistakes that you have made, or any of the things that caused you pain. You are not the pieces of the dream that you left behind. You are light. You are light. Oh, you are light. You are light.
Breathe in and breathe out anything that has you believing that you are separate from any other being. Breathe out the false belief that you are lesser or better. Breathe out any critical self-judgment that says that you are not enough, just as you are. Breathe out the notion of right and wrong and settle into the is. The is the place in life that is the place of peace and the place of oneness and know.
You are not the color of your eyes. You are not the skin on the inside. You are not your age. You are not your race. You're so inside. You are light. All light. You are light.
You are that special person. You are that special light. You are a divine being. And that divinity is the God source that is in and through you. Each moment by moment, you get a rewrite. You get allowed and you are shown that you can learn from the previous moment and in this moment. You are all there is, all there was, and all that there will be. You are divinity. You are divine. You are beauty. You are love. And as you know,
you are your divinity divine. You are the God on the inside. You are a star, a piece of it all. You are light. You are light. Ooh, you are light.
now I want you to slowly stand. Take in a deep breath. Roll back your shoulders and straighten that spine. Release your breath out into the universe. Now take in a deep cleansing breath and release all darkness into the light. Release any fear. Release any anger. Release any judgment. Release any insecurities. Release all that says you are separate from any person, being, or from God. And affirm with us in song that you are light.
I am light. I am light. divinity divine. I am God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light.
You are light. You are divinity defined. You are God on the inside. You are a star, a piece of it all. You are the light that shines in the darkness and crevices of the universe because you know who you are. You know you're the I am. And you know that no matter what, that can't be taken away from you. You are the power. You are peace. You're not looking for peace, you are peace. Go in there and grab it and grasp it and know it and understand it. And more than anything else, you are love. Because God is love. So you can't be anything but love. Anything in opposition to love is an illusion that you have decided to buy into. Amen to that. And now that our ladies coming up here, I have one more thing I want to leave you with. And it's from my pet booklet titled, Who Am I and Why Am I Here? And it says, your life is a quest to greatness, a road to your true divinity, a dance to your own music as you create each chord. Your life is one of magnificent beauty that continues to unfold. Your challenge is to see the beauty in the unfoldment process.
Reverend Deborah, how blessed are we? Yeah, take that in. Take in that unconditional love. Boy, we are all just walking each other home, aren't we? Wow. I'm just kind of blown away. It kind of opened me up to a little bit of tears back there. So thank you for that opening. It's where the light gets in, right? That's right. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. We don't do our formal collection. We have blue boxes out in the lobby, so most people are donating online and giving love offerings online. If you do it that way, that's wonderful. If you care to share a gift today, there are blue boxes out there and envelopes available for you. But mostly just want to thank everybody that makes up this incredible community. We all come together and there is something, which is love, that binds us so tightly that the separation just, there is no separation. The connection, rather, is just undeniable and unshakable. And thank you for that reminder today. blessed with an amazing band, blessed with connections all around the world. Thank you very much for joining us. Please check out our website to see all the really cool events happening here. Deborah, you are one of the facilitators for BIPOC Raw, which is conversations between people of color, with Sharon Oxendine and Vernetta Eliezer. And this month is coming up on the 28th, and it focuses on indigenous communities, so you might want to check that out as well. So again, thank you for joining us. We're going to close with a song from Kat, and then our peace song. Blessings, everyone.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes comes with living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decision when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives,